Hey man, say man, it's your boy Ink and the Brain, man. We back at it like a bad habit. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. Salute to new subscribers. So today we're gonna be talking about one of the biggest weirdos to ever come on the internet, Nature Boy, right? And how he was sentenced to life for some real bad charges, right? Some bad stuff, right? So I'm gonna give y'all my take on that. I'm also gonna give y'all the real about you know XES offenders in the joint. You feel me? So I'm gonna touch on a couple things about that in this video, right? Because it ain't what you guys really think a lot of the times. All right. So who is Nature Boy? Long story short, he's a weirdo. All right. But short story long, he's a weirdo from the East Coast. I think from New Jersey originally, right? And who's a father, okay? And basically what he did was start a cult, okay? So he went out the country to the middle of nowhere off the grid and he galvanized several men and women from different cultures, ethnicities, white dudes, black dudes, white girls, black girls, so on and so forth, right? He galvanized these people to come out with him on some real cult type stuff. Had him calling him God and saying that he's the Messiah and all this crazy shit, right? And they really buying into it, believing him, right? And basically, this dude was okay. How do I say this? Because YouTube be tripping if you use certain language, right? He was accused and found guilty of taking advantage of a woman sexually, right? Forcefully, the R word, right? Sharing revenge, explicit content online, and false imprisonment, and charges like this, right? All bad charges, right? Especially that R word, right? All bad. Now, now I do want to say this too, right? This dude. Well, let me tell y'all this, right? So y'all know I went to the joint, right? And the reason how I came across Nature Boy was this was right after I caught my case. And you know what I mean, my neck is broke and shit like that. My face is shattered and all that. So I'm healing up, right? As you can see, I still got scars on my face from this shit, right? But so I'm healing up in my neck brace, and at that time, I'm stressed out. I'm like under some real heavy pressure, you feel me? Because I don't know what's gonna happen. I think I damn near killed somebody. I ain't been indicted yet though, because my victim was still fighting through it, you feel me? So I'm like, this time in a month, or this time in my life, man, it was about like 60 days or so. I was just feeling hella pressure, right? Real heavy, dark time in my life. But I'm on the phone, right? So I'm just on YouTube all day, just because I'm not working, so I'm basically just healing up. So I come across Nature Boy and another dude named Young Pharaoh, and they get to funking. It's a whole long rabbit hole, right? If y'all go on YouTube and you just YouTube it, you're gonna go down a long rabbit hole. If I was better with my editing, you know what I mean, I would put it on the screen and put certain clips in there for y'all to see what I'm talking about. But for right now, y'all just gonna have to do your own research if you don't know what I'm talking about, right? A couple things that stood out to me about this weirdo Nature Boy. Number one, he's gay. Not the fact that he's gay, but he's gay, but he's undercover gay, right? Well, not really undercover. Shoot, he admitted that in his past he was a sex worker for men, right? So he would get, older white dudes or different men, right, to pay him for sexual acts, right? So basically a male prostitute, right, for men, right? He also did adult content with men, supposedly on the P-Star websites, if you dig what I'm saying, right? So I'm like, I'm like, okay, he's gay, all right, cool. But then, come to find out, he got a kid, he got a son, right? And he said some wild shit, right? Like he said that he has sex with his girl while his son is on the bed, right? And all this shit. And then after he's done having sex with the girl, he lets his son touch his private parts. And I was like, yo, how are they letting this dude say this on the internet? This is crazy. He wasn't bad or nothing. He was saying this shit just blatantly on the internet. This is like in 2017. 2017 going to 2018. You feel me? That's like when I call my case. I remember it clear as day. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video, is because things become in full circle. Like when I was fighting through my case, doing my time and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Things keep on going. So you follow certain people and then life happens and then, you know, I get booked, I get out the joint, come to find out Nature Boy goes into the joint, you know what I mean, and catches an elbow, right? So he says this wild shit about his son, right? So you got a dude who's gay or bisexual, whatever you want to call him, which is cool. That's your thing. That's cool. I'm just pointing the facts out. You have a son, and you do some awful. You on record saying some awful, disgusting, disturbing things about what you let your son do to you and touch you after what you do your business with your girl, right? You know, and just this wild shit, right? So then he goes to like Costa Rica, I think at first, right? And he's on social media. He got the Instagram live popping. He got the YouTube popping. And his numbers is going up. He's getting a lot of views, right? He's recruiting females to come out. He recruiting different men to come out. You know, and some of these girls are actually attractive women too. And I'm like, damn, like, how's this weirdo doing this? So clearly he got some kind of gift, you know what I'm saying, of gab to some degree to convince people that you're God and they actually buy into it and come out. You feel me? That says a lot. But it also says a lot about these people's sick mental state and their mentality to actually buy into what Nature Boy was talking about, right? So then, boom. So then he gets his followers together, right? Called Carbon Nation, right? And they doing the weirdest shit. Like he didn't allow them to take showers. He made them basically bathe like in like lakes or like pour water on them outside. Didn't use soap. They didn't believe in using deodorant. So these some funky ass people, right? They even got kicked off of a Spirit flight because they stunk so bad. No cap. Like I said, you'll do your research, you'll see what I'm saying, right? So you got a bunch of funky ass people in this place, right? In the middle of nowhere. And he makes them give up their Babylonian names, right? Because he refers to the real world as Babylon, right? Just a weirdo, a real weirdo. But his followers is weird too. You feel me? And let me also say this too, man. You bitches who deserted your sons and your daughters to go live with Nature Boy, y'all are pathetic and y'all deserve to be locked up too. Yeah. Because he had several women who had children in the United States of America, right? He ditched them, abandoned them to go live with this weirdo, I'm just going to say, bro, this rapist, fucking weirdo dude in the middle of nowhere. You abandoned your family for this dude. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, man. Like, straight the fuck up, man. That's pathetic. I couldn't believe that shit. But the mind control that Nature Boy had over these bitches is real, man. To have them abandon their own son or daughter to go live with this weirdo, crazy, right? So yeah, man. So this go on for years. Literally, this went on for like 5-6 years. You feel what I'm saying? And then he basically having multiple wives, right? So Nature Boy had his pick of the litter. So he had his one wife, the light-skinned chick, who she was cute. You feel me? Had a nice little body and everything, right? And then he had this other tall chick come through who was cute too, who abandoned her son in the United States. You feel me? And then he had this dingy-looking white chick come out, fucking on her. He fucking on all the bitches basically, right? And then his male followers would get his leftovers. So whatever wife that he would smash and he like, you know what I mean, got in disagreement with her, whatever the case was, he's like, all right, he cut her off and then his followers would pick them up. And Nature Boy had more kids with some of these broads too. And then the crazy part is some of his male followers would have kids with some of the same girls that Nature Boy had kids with too. Just a whole cluster and fuck, a whole mess, y'all. Without making this video too long, man. Like I said, if you go on YouTube, you'll go on a rabbit hole with Carbon Nation. It's some sick, demonic, pedophilic, disgusting, all bad shit, right? So fast forward, he gets accused of taking advantage of a woman sexually, right? And eventually they end up coming back to the United States, right? I guess Babylon wasn't too bad, right? They got soap and deodorant over here. You feel what I'm saying? You don't gotta smell like a damn hog outside. You know what I mean? So they get back to the States. But yeah, basically, one of his members accused him of taking advantage of her, false imprisonment. You know what I mean? Holding them against their will and things like that. And he didn't help himself out with all these crazy videos he got online, incriminating himself, saying some wild shit. Yeah, the state of Georgia decided to book his ass. They put him in jail in Georgia. Now, this is what I want to say, and I'm gonna end out this part of this video before I touch on the next topic, right? So, Nature Boy went from I am God to getting booked in the county, and then turning Muslim. All right, what else needs to be said? And then while he's in the county, some brothers in there, from what I hear, try to poke him up. They try to poke him up. We probably hear about what he did or what he's accused of. And if y'all know anything about prison politics and prison culture, anytime you convicted or accused of that R word or that P word, playing with kids and doing all this stuff, especially if they can go on a cell phone and see you saying some crazy shit like this online, it's all bad, right? They're going to try to X you out. Especially if they stand on business, they got a lot of time to do. You know what I mean? Maybe a short timer won't X you out, but somebody who got some time to do and want to make a name for themselves, they for sure will X you out, right? So, yeah. So then fast forward to a few days ago, they convicted him. They found him guilty on all the charges, man. Gave him life without the possibility of parole. Now, I heard that he was offered about 7 to 10 years on his first plea deal. He was down for 2 years in the county. With time served, he would have been out about 5 years, maybe 4 or 5 years with good time, right? That's light. That's light. He was so arrogant, really thinking that he was God or that he wasn't guilty what he was accused of, to fight the case and go to trial like an idiot. And then, like last week, they offered him a plea deal of 30 years. So you went from like 7 to 10 to 30, and you still fought it? Dumbass. You deserve every day you're gonna get in the joint, bruh. And I hope your time is hard for you too, because you're a straight weirdo. You're a real weirdo, and you put your son. The things you said about your son will be online forever. I'll just put it like that, and that's gonna damage him when he grows up and sees that shit. You basically traumatize this kid, making him touch on you after you smack. Just disgusting. Just pathetic, man. So yeah, fuck Nature Boy. I don't feel no sympathy for him. He deserved what he get, right? And that's that, right? But like I said, a lot of his followers deserve to get locked up too, because I have a feeling that they probably was fully aware of what he was doing and didn't do shit to stop it because they felt that he was God, right? Weirdo shit, right? So on to the next topic, right? The truth about sex offenders in prison. The truth is, y'all, these sex offenders, bro, they have an easier time than y'all think they do in prison. Why? Because they put them on yards designated for sex offenders, right? Like, now I know there's probably caveats and exceptions to the rule in different states, right? But I know here in Arizona, where I did my time, right? Like, they got straight sex offender yards. They call them SO yards, right? So you get convicted of sexual misconduct with a minor, the R word, things like this. They gonna send you to a yard with other people of your same charges. So you don't have to worry about getting smashed off the yard or getting poked up because you got bad charges and things like that. Like, it just doesn't happen, and it's disgusting. Like, I think the system should throw them to the wolves. You shouldn't be allowed to hit no SNY yard or no PC yard or no sex offender yard or nothing like that if you got them charges on your name, bruh. You need to go in with them wolves, man, and have them treat you how you treated them children. You know what I mean? That's what you deserve, bruh. It's just disgusting. I get it's a liability for the state because you can't really throw them in GP, but you should be able to be able to throw them in GP, man. They made the choice to take advantage of children and take advantage of women sexually and things like that. They deserve to get beat on, punched on, stabbed up, all that, tortured, all that, bro. This you talk about the scum, the bottom of the barrel scum of society when you're talking about people who take advantage of kids and women sexually, forcefully, and doing things like that, right? But you know, and even back to Nature Boy, like he basically he in paradise now. He gonna do life in the joint. He gonna probably have commissary because his followers probably gonna put money on his books. Who knows? And then he gonna be around a bunch of other chomos, weirdos, rapos, trannies. I know he said he liked trannies and all that. So there's gonna be a bunch of men in makeup. You feel what I'm saying? Putting Eminem coats on their lips, walking around in tight shorts to show their hips. You know what I mean? He gonna be in heaven. Oh, he gonna love it. Hey, Nature Boy gonna love prison for the rest of his life, man. I bet you he not even really tripping like that. He gonna be. It's like, cause to him he not missing out on no pussy. In his mind, he like shit. Cause think about it. If I was now, prison sucks. Don't get me wrong. Prison is terrible. It's nowhere you want to go. But if you can go to prison and still have women come through and come visit you with smack, it's not that bad. It's like, I gotta do a decade of joint, but I also got 10 bitches I can fuck. You know what I mean? I get visits once a week, so I can get some pussy every, it's not that bad. My decade will go by. You know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, the sex offenders, bro, they go to SO yards and they don't have to worry about getting socked out. Like I said, I need to get better with my editing because I have an idea in my head just to show y'all different prison histories and updated prison violations of sex offenders in the joint that I see. And I don't see nothing about assault on inmate, fighting, nothing like that under these guys' names, which tells me that they're doing their time in peace. Nobody's pressing them, nobody's punching them and they fighting back, no mutual combat tickets, no nothing. So majority, like over 90% of the sex offenders that I see, when I look at their records and they don't have no disciplinary infractions, that tells me all I need to know. They're doing easy time for terrible crimes. Now they're doing a lot of time, 15 years, 23 years, 22 years, 11 months, but they don't having no violence put on them. So it's like, is it really punishment like that? I mean, no, okay, that's dumb. Yeah, it's punishment. You're doing time, but you're not doing hard time. You're not getting punched on and going through riots and things like that. You want a sex offender yard. You want a PC yard. You know what I mean? Which shouldn't happen in my opinion, man. So, in closing, Nature Boy got what he deserved. And, you know, fuck all sex offenders, rapists, child molesters, people who take advantage of women and all that shit. Y'all are all bad. Y'all scum of the earth. Y'all really deserve to not be here on the earth. But I guess, you know, the real Lord, Nature Boy, gave you a blessing to not be taken off this earth. And you can do no time around all them weirdos and men in makeup that you want now and get all the booty holes that you want now. You know what I mean? You already said that's what you into. So, hey, knock yourself out, pimpin'. But, and then you sex offenders, you know, committing these crimes, you lucky the state looks at you as a liability and they gonna put you on a sex offender yard with other people if you're like, because otherwise if you was to hit a GP yard, you wouldn't make it not 1 hour, not 1 day. You feel what I'm saying? The only time those type of people actually do get smashed off is if they kind of feel like they can wiggle through the system, which is rare. I've heard about it happening, but sometimes they'll hit a GP yard, they ask to produce your paperwork, and then, you know what I mean? I've heard of it happen before. There's a particular situation I heard of it happen before. I ain't gonna go into it. But yeah, they got smashed off the yard. They ran up in the house basically, did some bad things. They got smashed off the yard. But it's rare when that happens, man. But hey, this your boy Ink in the Brain, man. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. Y'all be smooth and be solid.